Welcome back to the Nearlymen. I am your host, John JCC, and I'm joined by a good friend of mine, another Big John. Just two Big Johns.
I'm just even bigger John.
Just even bigger John.
There you go.
I've always tried to get, whenever we've recorded anything together, medium John.
Yep.
I think sometimes it lands, but people tend to try and take the piss a little bit.
Well, the good thing for you is Little John's already taken.
Yeah, true.
So
True.
At least you know that that's not going to be a problem, hopefully.
Technically, there's another Big John.
There is. You know what? Me and him, we've been meaning to go for a Chinese for a while. This is like 3 years in the works. Like, when we started talking about it, I didn't have a hairline. So that's how long we've been talking about it.
Yeah, but the hairline's back and so are we. So it doesn't matter. We
exactly.
we did something for the England-Netherlands game with his son.
Yeah.
So is that how you know him? Do you meet him through his son?
No, so we
Johnny, his name is.
Yeah, John Fisher. Now, we actually met at a charity game where he was my manager. But the crazy part was no one expected there to be two Big Johns. So like everybody got like fancy like ultimate team cars, 99 everything. And my one had his face on it. And I was like, what's that about? Yeah, literally, even like when they were announcing stuff, they announced him there, but they didn't even announce me in the squads. And I was like, what's that about?
Way.
But yeah, he's a lovely geezer, genuinely.
Yeah, you're both tall, but I think apart from that, you're quite easy to tell apart.
I think he's that tall.
No, I see him as Big John.
Yeah, he's more wide John. I'm more long John. You know what I mean?
And I'm medium John.
Just about.
Well, mate, we're going to get into some exciting football talk in a minute, but the most exciting football that has happened this week isn't the Premier League. It's not the upcoming EFL clashes. It is a KSI video that you... I mean, there's no other way to say it. You are the star of. JJ did a video at Fulham's training ground with 10 YouTubers. Each creator had to take a penalty against you in goal, effectively.
Not Pieface as well.
Pieface was in there first, but then it levelled up to the real goalkeeper. No offence, Pieface, I love you. And just tell us a little bit about it. Mate, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. I mean... Yeah, go on, tell me about it. I don't know how to start, mate.
So you know what? The funny part of that story was that JJ's already done a video like that before, right? He done that with the whole Baller League crew, all of the star players, and like 3 of the Baller League goalkeepers. Now, the worst part about it was that I was in Baller League, and unfortunately didn't end up staying there. Yeah. But I found that out literally a day after assignment shoot. He just told me, he was like, oh, you know, I'm doing a video and like the price for it is meant to be like 500k and the goalkeepers are probably going to get paid quite a bit. I was like, JJ, where was my invite? And he's like, oh, I completely forgot. Sorry, bro. And I'm like, this guy's handing out crazy money and he just completely forgot about me.
Yeah.
Right? But luckily, one day he hits me up and he's like, look, John, I've got a video, not sure if you'd fancy it. And he told me what video it was. I was like, don't know if you'd fancy it.
Don't know if you'd fancy it.
Of course I'd fancy it. So he invited me down and I knew the concept. The only thing in my head was, I hope that there's not too many goalkeepers. Because the less goalkeepers, the more money you can make. So it was crazy. I mean, for those that, you know, watched it or haven't watched it, the first person I had to go up against was my former gaffer on Baller League.
Sharky.
Right?
And there's a bit of beef there.
You know what? Internet beef.
Internet beef.
Right? It's funny because when I walked out with Ginge and all of the stuff that happened before, there was a little bit of animosity in the air. I did feel like the way that we kind of finished things, I felt a little bit disrespected by him. It kind of felt like I got broken up with via text and then just never got a response, right?
Yeah.
But we literally made up like the day after that whole thing. But the internet keeps thinking like it's a massive thing. But it was nice for the storyline.
It was nice, man. So the video's insane. It's basically 10 creators taking penalties. And every time they score, they get £1,000. They get £1,000. But if they miss, so they can leave at any point. They could leave with £5,000. They could be safe. But obviously, for the purpose of the video, people like to gamble and take the risk. And so you get up to 6, 7, 8, 9 grand. If John makes one save, you win all their money.
Yes. However, also, if they don't hit the target or hit the post, no one makes the money.
No one makes the money.
That happened to one creator. I'm not going to spoil it too much.
You got to go see it. You got to go watch it. It's
a good
insane.
One.
But I mean, how much did you win? Do you mind saying?
Yeah, 24 grand. An average salary for a lot of people. Yes.
I mean, I was happy you saved Chris's penalty. That made me laugh.
Yeah.
I love Chris, but also like
It had to
just had
happen.
to be Chris. Mate, so who did you save? You saved Chris,
Sharky
Sharky,
and Eman SV2.
and walked. So 3 saves won
Yes.
you £24,000.
Yes. And the crazy part about it is,
Mad.
of course, with Chris, loveliest of geezers, as you know.
Yeah, he's a good friend of ours.
I have never ever seen him this angry. Like, the camera didn't catch it. After I made the save, he just looked at me like this. He was like,
Fuming.
"Chop me." Like, I'm like, "Man, you don't need the £10,000.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah.
Exactly, you're minted, it's calm. But
How far was he going to go? Was he going to stop after the 10?
he said he was going to review his decision after 10 grand.
Right.
And I think, I actually don't know what would have happened next. Would Pieface go? Would it
Yeah.
be a double or nothing? I don't know. But it made me laugh that both Theo and and Manny took one and they were like, look, I'm just going to keep their money. I'll finish at 6 grand. They were lucky that they were able to double it as well, but it's annoying.
Yeah.
I knew exactly where Theo was going. I kind of messed up my movement with it, but that could have been easy money. And then with Manny, the same thing. That is his favourite side, and I thought we've done enough videos that you're going to know where I'm going to think your favourite side is, and he won the mental battle.
Mate, it's an insane video, and I just like you said, it's literally you've won a salary out of a
Yeah.
YouTube video out of 3 saves, but it's insane.
Indeed.
Let's talk about the Premier League at the moment. You are, of course, a Chelsea fan.
I am indeed.
Can you win the league?
No. Look, I'll tell you this, right? I think most delusional Chelsea fans, or actually fans of other teams,
Yeah.
kind of gave the idea that Chelsea were going to win the lot this year.
Mm.
And I think the only way that would have happened was if the season was, I mean, it kind of is like it a little bit this year where just anyone can win it.
Yeah.
But Chelsea's problem is, I always look at it like they're what Arsenal was 2-3 seasons ago.
Sure.
So they're a very young side that, you know, get the final few pieces, they could do it.
Mm.
But they still have growing pains whether it comes to like playing against low blocks.
Yeah.
We've seen that against Brentford. We've seen that against Leeds, right? And until they fix that, like, I think there's still going to be a bit of time. I mean, we done like a whole branded video.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure if I'm allowed to say with what brand. But literally in that video, I told you that I didn't think Chelsea were going to win the league. If anything, I could see them doing better in, you know, cup competitions, whether that's FA Cup or Champions League. But yeah, anyone that thinks that we could is only dependable on everyone else being terrible.
Yeah, which doesn't seem likely with how formidable City look at the moment.
Yes.
And then Arsenal, we can talk about Arsenal a little bit. But I think with Chelsea, I've seen Thiago Silva has potentially made himself available and is looking at return to Europe. Would you want him back?
I mean, I would. Just more.
How old is he?
He's probably like 37 now.
I think it might be a 4, mate.
Yeah.
I think he might be 40.
Yeah, maybe
I
actually.
don't, bro, we'll check with
Yeah, a
producer
little VAR
Jones,
check.
but mate, because I think he can still do a job for you.
Actually,
at the
no,
back
I think he is 40 because I remember the year that he was. We played against West Brom. I think he would have probably been like 37
Yeah.
then.
I can confirm he is 41.
There you go.
You
Which
taking
is-
41-year-old Thiago Silva back?
You know what?
Chelsea hierarchy are never going to go for that.
No chance. But I would.
Even
I mean,
on
you say that
6 months.
they brought in that rugby fella to be like, you know, the
Yeah.
coach of success or whatever it was, right? So you kind of do want somebody to kind of just teach the young players, you know, mentality and the right things to do, because I think that's what we lack sometimes.
Yeah.
The fact that Tosin Adebayo is our oldest player at 28
Yeah.
says a lot about
Needs
our
some
squad.
experience in that squad, don't you, man?
But yeah, it's hard to say because, I mean, he's definitely not the same Thiago Silva. I kind of wouldn't want him back because I think he left a really good legacy at Chelsea, so
Yeah.
don't want him to ruin it at all.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. So you thinking it's a 2-horse race between Arsenal and City right now? City just beat Palace at the time of calling 3-0. Arsenal just got over the line with Wolves, which was kind of mental.
I'm not sure if you remember, right? At the start of the year when we was doing predictions,
Yeah.
I did say that my team to win it all, or to win the Prem, was Man City.
Yeah.
And even though they've been looking a bit questionable at times this season, you know, notably where you thought that they might win games, they've dropped points. I do think it's City. I think it's all dependable on Doku and Foden. If they could have a really decent season, I mean, if Reinders can step it up a gear a little bit, they're going to be a decent
Shirky,
side.
man.
Exactly.
Ryan Shirky's a player.
their biggest problem is that they're so questionable defensively.
Oh, mate,
Even against Palace, right?
Fulham, bro,
exactly.
4-5. Like, if you can see them 4 goals, like, you might not win a Prem. Which is funny because Arsenal just the opposite, complete opposite. But
genuinely
struggling to break down teams like Wolves, it's not a
Yeah.
good look. So you feel like Arsenal are in a position where they might still bottle it?
I mean, you know what? It's football at the end of the day, right? Anything
Mm.
can happen. But I do reckon that City have this thing of they've been there before, right?
Mm.
And when it gets, squeaky bum time vibes,
Yeah.
I think they don't crumble under that same pressure.
Yeah.
Which, when this comes out, it might flipping bite my.
No, you're all right. You're all right.
Right,
We're out
but-
tomorrow, maybe, so you'll
But
be all right.
but it's like Arsenal has a decent side. Like, let's be honest, they're a side that is built well. Like, it has everything that you need on paper to do well. But football's not one on paper,
No, it isn't.
right? So even like the additions that they keep bringing in, it makes me question if they're actually going and buying players off needs
Mm.
or off storylines and heart
Yeah.
or pressure, right? Because I felt like Gyökeres, we can get onto Gyökeres in a bit anyway, but like somebody like Eze was signed. I'm sure you've probably seen enough of Palace, or maybe you spoke to Ollie to know that he's not a left winger.
Yeah.
I've been preaching this whole year. Like he can play in that little in between bit really well, but
Mhm.
you put him out on the left, doesn't really cut it for me. Madueke, as a Chelsea fan, I can tell you he is not a left winger.
Mm.
So it's like that in itself, you just spent 100-something mil that you could have invested that money and a bit more to buy somebody like Isak. Because even though Isak's not been that great for Liverpool, I just don't think it's the fit for him. You put him in that Arsenal side, I think the whole league would have been scared a little bit more. I don't know about you.
No, I get you. I think with Arsenal, though, they're still currently top of the league, whilst missing Saliba, whilst missing Gabriel. They missed Saka for like 3 or 4 key games. They've had a few more. Madueke's been injured. Gyökeres out. Havertz out. Jesus out. And I do think, my prediction when we did that video was Arsenal to win the Champions League, and I'm sticking with that. And we'll get into that when we move into our next part of the pod, mate. But I just think they actually have a ridiculous squad. Like, if there's a point in time where they can add all those players back in, and you're always going to have injuries, but if they can have Jesus and Havertz on the bench with Gyökeres up front and they need a goal.
I wouldn't start Gyökeres. If them two
You
are,
wouldn't start Gyökeres?
Yeah, if them two are healthy, I think they're better. This is going to
That's
sound
a
controversial.
big shout. You wouldn't sound Gyökeres.
This is very controversial, but at this current moment, I think Gyökeres is the 4th best striker at Arsenal if everyone's healthy.
What?
Yeah.
So Havertz, Jesus,
Marino, and then Gyökeres.
Marino.
Like-
To be fair, Arteta does like Marino out there.
Look, I've done my research here, watching Gyökeres in Portugal, and no offense, and it's gonna sound like a lot of offense, but I reckon that if Gyökeres can score, 52 goals in the calendar year or however much it was in that league, I reckon I could probably score 20. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the goals came from defensive errors that you're just not going to see in the Prem. And even if you look at the goals that Gyökeres has scored this season, 2 against a newly promoted Leeds that looked terrible right at the start of the season. They're looking way better now. He scored, I think it was 1 against Forest, and then the other one was against, I think, Burnley.
They've been quite scrapped. One of the Leeds goals was good, where he cut in. The
But
rest
even
have
then,
been a
I
bit.
thought that was the defending was poor.
Yeah, but you still got to have something about you to go for it there.
I guess.
And that's where I worry with him. He doesn't get that space in Arsenal's team to do that. Like Sporting, like you said, you look at that league and how they used to play. Now he needs to be in the box to arrive. But that's kind of what Arsenal needs. So I still feel like he could come good for them.
But I think
saying he's the 4th best striker.
You'll get more from Havertz. You'll get more from Marino, because any single time he plays,
It's underrated, yeah.
any single time like he plays in bigger games, or like even just like the medium-sized games, like he kind of struggles a little bit. And like you can speak to Arsenal fans and they'll tell you like, his hold up and like his runs and all of that stuff, the way he draws out players. You know who else did that? Timo Werner, right? And now I don't even know where he is. I think Messi wanted him into Miami at one point, right? But it's like, I look at Gyökeres, and you know what? From what I know, by the end of the season, things might be a little bit different. But once again, in that podcast, I told you, I think between him and João Pedro, at least one of them is not going to score 15 goals in the Prem this season. And when I look at Gyökeres, it's like, is he as good of a finisher? I don't think so. Especially in pre-season, he looked very shaky.
Yeah.
The fact that like he only scored a handful of headed goals as well, which is something that Marino offers, and it's like, this is funny because they're going to be playing Everton next, but like seeing like him going up against, Michael Keane, Tarkowski, Branthwaite, whoever, O'Brien, right? Wouldn't bring me as much fear if I was an Everton fan.
Yeah.
But for all I know, by the time this comes out, Gyökeres hat-trick, right?
Against Everton.
But yeah, I think, Havertz got 9 in 21 or something last season, right? Before getting injured. Gabby Jesus, I mean, he came on against Wolves, already caused havoc to the defenders, and he's quite technical, quite a good player.
Yeah, yeah.
Seeing how he played it, especially when he likes to play against Palace.
Yeah.
And then Mikel Merino, who's actually scored in a lot of big games. Whether that was that Chelsea game, right? For example, which, once again, looking at Gyökeres, I'm like, I don't see it yet.
This episode is sponsored by Hill Coaching Company.
Feeling stuck, bored, or quietly running on empty? Oliver Hill is a UK-based business coach guiding leaders, founders, and entrepreneurs to intentional happiness, wealth, and legacy.
The work is direct and challenging. Honest conversations exposing the self-sabotage and breaking down the comfort zones that no longer serve you.
The result? Clearer decisions, stronger relationships, genuine happiness, and success that feels enjoyable.
Find out more at hillcoachingcompany.co.uk. Well, mate, we'll get into your quiz. I think you might bring Gyökeres up in a bit because producer Jacob's got a fun one for us today. We've been given the honour, my friend, of creating our 2025 awards. So we've got to crown some absolute of the best of the Premier League's had to offer. And we've also got to crown some stinkers.
Yeah.
Moments, signings, goals. We'll get into it. The first thing I want to kick off with is the best Premier League team of 2025.
And we're going from January
to December. Because you could go easy, go Liverpool, but we all know what's happened to Liverpool this season.
Liverpool are not on my list.
Not on
and
my
the
list.
reason why is ever since, probably even before they were crowned champions, so I'll probably say like from March onwards, they've not really been that side, right?
Yeah,
you can see that, the bolt kind of run out of steam.
Yeah.
So for me, it really is between Man City and Arsenal. And as of the time of this, Man City and Arsenal both, I think, have like 74 points this year in the whole year.
Yeah.
With Man City still having a game in hand. So I might go Manchester City for the better overall year, but Arsenal has been the better, like the more complete side.
Yeah. I think you're missing someone big, I think you're missing someone big.
Who are you going to say?
The team I'm thinking of went on a 19-game unbeaten run.
Not a bad shout.
Won a trophy.
Yep.
I think they finished sixth and they finished sixth last season, got robbed out of Europa League, and then they are currently fifth in the Premier League table now. And I think pound for pound.
That's actually not a bad shout, yeah.
Pound for pound, mate. When I was thinking about this, when Jacob sent me the question, I'm thinking, you go Arsenal, you go City, but Crystal Palace. And by the way, you are right. Ollie is not here. Don't panic. But somehow we found a way to give Palace more credit. Every time he's on the show, obviously, it comes up that they won the FA Cup, and I'm now doing it for him. But mate, 19 games unbeaten, winning an FA Cup, beating City on the way. I actually thought Villa could be in with a shout this conversation.
You know who else I think could be in for a shout? Sunderland, mate. But the thing is, they've only been here for like 4 months. No, I mean, you say that, but had a pretty impressive season in the Championship.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
And then to go up and, actually have a really good start when, for the past 3 years, every promoted team is literally just yo-yoed.
Yeah.
And they came in, guns blazing, and, took points against very big sides, whether that's Arsenal, whether Chelsea. No one expected that.
No, it's true. But I think overall the biggest shock is Palace. I look at Palace and Fulham as very similar football clubs in the stature of England and football in general. And what we lost to them obviously last week, what Crystal Palace have is what Fulham are just desperate for. And they're just so well run. Yes, they might lose Glasner. Yes, they might lose some key players, but the period that they're in now, for me, I think they deserve the title of 2025's best team.
You know what? I'm not mad at that.
Yeah?
I am not
Do
mad
we
at
have
that.
to agree, Jacob, or can we argue?
I reckon you can disagree. I don't think there's anything
we
wrong with that
agree
at
on
all.
this
Yeah, we
one.
agreed
We agree
on
on
this
this
one.
one.
Yeah, it's content, isn't it?
I think, Jacob, if we can't agree, though, You have to be the deciding vote of one
Okay.
of us.
I like that. I like that. a
So
lot.
we're all in agreement. Crystal Palace are the 2025 team.
I'll give you that. That's a great shout.
Yeah, I
Got
agree.
you. Well, then we have the fun one, Jacob. What is next? It's got to be the worst team, right?
All right, let me cook real quick. Let's get this up. So, we're talking the worst team in the Premier League in 2025. So, do you want me to give some nominations?
Yeah.
I think
It's pretty obvious.
It's
I
between two.
It's between two, yeah.
Okay. So, a couple of teams I've got down are Tottenham, who have had a pretty terrible 25.
Oh,
other
that's
than
harsh.
obviously the
But are we
Europa
going
League.
off Premier League, or we're just talking Premier League clubs?
I think Premier League clubs. So, like,
Okay, so
Tottenham won a
Yeah.
trophy,
You're
so
right,
immediately
might-
there.
yeah, that might get them out of it. Wolves, obviously. I think that goes without saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Southampton.
yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the two that I had in my head.
And then I've also got West Ham and Man United down as well.
I think Southampton deserve a lot of our attention here because they got relegated with 12 points, but they celebrated a draw with Man City so that they didn't get Derby's record.
Yeah.
And that is very Tim Pot.
Yeah.
Like, that is the most Tim Pot thing I've heard in a long time. But Wolves are on 2 points at the time of recording.
Really.
They're on track, I think, mathematically for around 4.5 points.
But you know what? Like, maybe they are right now. I think when it's all said and done, I think they're going to escape it. I think they
Escape relegation.
No. Escape the 11 points.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Because the way when I watch Wolves in certain games, you can see that there is a bit of hope for them
Is
to
this-
get some points.
This is recency bias, man. They did well against Arsenal, but like when we played them against Fulham,
No,
it was like
I'm
playing
aware.
A, it was like
There's-
playing a League One
Trust
team.
me, I'm aware. When I flipping was at the game when they played against Chelsea, even though that first half was boring.
Yeah.
But I do think that there is an element where you can see something will change. Where with Southampton, it felt like there was no change at
It
all.
was so bad. Yeah.
However, for this season, like, because we're talking, that's going to happen for next year.
Yeah.
For this season, you can't just, like, you know what?
They're both so bad,
Terror,
man. But I
yeah.
feel like it just has to be. I mean, there's an argument for Man United. If we start thinking pound for pound over 2025, now they've had a few good results recently.
I was going to say, but in this season, they've actually been in
Look
better
at the year,
form.
man. In general, like they were horror, like
Of course,
horror.
of course.
They were down there.
Yeah.
What did they finish? 16th.
Yeah.
I mean, Manchester United, when you think the money they spend, and you have to factor that all in, like compared to Southampton,
Yeah,
obviously
of
Southampton
course,
getting
of course.
relegated on paper is worse than Manchester United. But Manchester United handed Spurs a trophy. That's got to
Yeah.
be spoke about. I have nothing against Spurs, but like
Yeah.
Spurs, the history of the Tottenham, they can't win a trophy for their lives. They go into a European final against Manchester United. You've got Gary Neville saying on record, there is not a chance Manchester United lose a European final to Tottenham. They lose a European final to Tottenham. And I think, like, okay, they've had a few good results recently. They got knocked out of the cup by Grimsby.
No, I'm aware.
They signed a striker for 80 million who didn't take a penalty until
Yeah.
9th or 10th in
I
the
do
row.
agree.
That losing a final to Grimsby, losing a final to Spurs, and losing that game to Grimsby, I'm sorry, man. I don't know. I might be them.
But you know what? The reason why a part of me also disagrees with the Manchester United shout, right? And I just want to double check this so I'm not, as of the time I'm talking, they are 6th. They're 10 points behind Arsenal.
Yeah, but the Prem's
right?
weird at the moment.
And I'm
Fulham are like
aware.
14th, but are like nearly 6th.
No, but this is what I'm saying. I'm aware, like, realistically, to think that they're 1 or 2 decent games away from people speaking about Amorim like the second coming of Christ, right?
Yeah, but people
It's crazy.
do that.
Like,
Do you know what, mate? I didn't even have Manchester United on my list.
I didn't.
And it just came into my head, and I think I'm stuck on Manchester United. You
'Cause
know,
The reason why it makes me laugh, especially, is like, before you was asking about if Chelsea can win the Prem. We are 2 points ahead of Manchester United
Yeah.
right now.
I
Right.
know, but like,
No, in this conversation of the worst team. And I do get it, but it's like, I think it is a bit harsh because, I mean, I've seen Chelsea before losing the FA Cup to flipping Bradford
yeah,
early on and stuff like that, right? It does happen. I know the Grimsby game, it is crazy because something of that stature, to
Yeah.
even just have that type of comeback out of nowhere and to lose that game. But it's got to be Southampton or Wolves. Like, we're talking generational. Like, it doesn't happen this often
know,
to have a team like
I
this.
completely get you, and we're going to hand over to Jacob to decide here. But my final closing argument is Wolves and Southampton get relegated all the time.
I mean, Wolves has been
But like
up
it
for
happens.
quite a while.
But it happens. Wolves
Yeah.
have been relegated. They come up, they come down. I'm saying this respectfully as a Fulham fan. I've been in the same position. It's not like news you even remember. Unless they get
Yeah.
less than Derby's points, it's not something that I think we'd even remember in 4 years. You'd be going, who got relegated in 2020? Oh, Wolves, yeah, they were terrible. Manchester United lost the European Cup final to Tottenham. I'm sorry, but like, that is bigger. That's just big.
But
Plus,
again,
plus finished like 16th. Plus lost the League Cup round to Grimsby. I mean, it's bad.
2 points in 16 games.
Yeah, it might be Wolves. Jacob, you're going to have to decide, bro, behind the scenes here.
Yeah.
This is tough. This is tough. So,
This is the Nearlymen crown of the worst team. This is important as
even
well.
I mean, it's
Southampton,
absolutely
yeah.
huge. I do want to give a special shout out to Spurs because I think if they hadn't have won that European Cup, for me, they would be the undoubted winners of this. But they did win it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
true.
Yeah.
I think Wolves could end up breaking that Derby record, and so I think it'd be wrong not to put them as down as this.
Okay.
But Man United, wow, they're close.
Okay. Yeah. No, I agree. I'm happy. I'm fine with Wolves. We move on to best signing. Best signing. No, we don't. Do we do best signing or best player? We'll do best player first, but I think it's pretty obvious for best player of 2025
Who are you
for
going
me.
for?
I'm going Haaland.
Okay, yeah.
It's just inevitable.
There you go. That
Is
was
it
the
done?
easiest
We're
round.
done.
Yeah,
right,
yeah, there you
Haaland.
go.
Right, move on. Some notable. I think there's a few players like Dominic Szoboszlai I had on my list.
You've got to go Salah. If we're going for the
Salah,
whole
of
year,
course. Yeah, but he's
right?
been so bad the last few months. But
Yeah.
still, Mark Gay, maybe. Mark Gay's in for a shout. Eza, not for you at Arsenal. He hasn't hit the
Yeah.
ground running. I mean, what he did with Palace was mad. But I think it's just so clearly Erling Haaland.
Yeah,
And I
I
don't
do
think
agree.
there's anyone we're missing there, Jacob. But I'm happy with that personally.
Yeah, I mean, Morgan Rogers, Declan Rice, maybe them sort of players shout
Best
out, but
player.
it is
Yeah.
Haaland, isn't it?
It's just Haaland.
Yeah.
The
But-
guy's got, I think he's got 17 goals and 3 assists in 16 Premier League games this season.
Can we wait? If we could just like just briefly move the post from like, let's pretend like the season started in April. Robert Sanchez.
Look, come on, man. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
No.
He's
Of
been
course it's ridiculous.
better. He's been better.
He's been amazing
But
this year.
is he one of those players where his level was quite low and then he's just gone up to being like pretty good? Like he's now a pretty good Premier League goalkeeper. Now everyone goes, wow.
Nah, I think
Has he been amazing?
You know what? I've always kind of said this. I think he's always been an amazing keeper, but it's so easy to base all of your ideas off the mistakes, right?
Yeah.
Let's be honest. There's a lot of people that don't watch football based off actually watching games or going to games. They watch it off highlights.
Of course.
I was going to get more clips. A save or a mistake.
Yeah,
right.
of course.
Of course, this part was banter. Like, I don't actually think Robert Sanchez is the best goalkeeper. I mean, best player of the year. But I do think he's been amazing this year, and I'm glad because I've been on this case for a very long time, and people are finally seeing it.
All right, well, mate, you've had your word there on him. I don't. We didn't sign that off. I
No.
don't know where
We
he's
said
got
Erling
Sanchez
Haaland.
from.
We said Erling Haaland.
Moving on, and I think there's no better guest than a Chelsea fan for this particular question, which is best signing. You make a lot of them, so I thought you might be an expert in what's a good signing and what isn't.
Okay.
Do you need some nominations?
I've got some nominations for you.
Throw them my way.
Right. If I had to pick, there's 4 people that come to mind. Right.
I've got 4 on my list, and I'm
I'm
if
curious.
this is the same 4. This would be mad.
Right. Starting off with. It's easy to say this because I think the markup, especially for the future and whatnot, Steva.
Okay, he's not on my list, but that is a great shout.
I think, especially you signed this guy that has potential to be, the next generational player,
Yeah,
and
he's good.
at a cut of a price as well. Because I think if he carried on this season, he could be worth, especially in this market, could be worth even more. But you've got this guy that even in Brazil, they're literally seeing him as the next Neymar. And all of these things. We've seen him have amazing games. He's still quite fresh, but that's, I think, also down to Maresca also limiting his minutes.
Yeah,
But I think of the potential and how much they signed him for, he's one of my
it's a great
choices.
shout. He's so exciting.
Next up, for £10 million
Mm.
from Nijmegen in Holland. Do you know who I'm thinking about?
£10 million from Holland
Yes,
this season.
yes.
No, I'm
Do you
fine.
know, Jacob?
I'm annoyed I don't.
Oh, Robin Roofs.
Oh, nice.
Okay, nice.
I think he's been absolutely class. He's been one of the better goalkeepers, I think, in the Prem this year, which says a lot for, once again, a promoted side. Is there promotion tax? You know, sometimes when you face more shots, it's quite easy to think that.
But Xhaka, man, there as well.
I do think so.
Do you think Roof's getting less praise? Like, it does seem to be a little bit like, and I don't claim to watch every Sunderland game. Sunderland doing really, really well. Everyone goes, wow, it's all Xhaka. But for you, you're saying that Roof's had such an impact.
You know what? From the start, I remember just watching the game against West Ham and like immediately coming in and just having an amazing game first few weeks of the season. Even against Chelsea, had a pretty decent game, and he's a very solid goalkeeper. And to be honest, I saw a lot of shouts about him before he signed to Sunderland, so it's good to see him sign and then started off well.
Yeah, okay.
Next
I like
up,
it. Yeah,
we're gonna stay up north. I don't know how to say his name, and it always annoys me. But for 35 million from AC Milan, decided to join Tonali. Malik Chow.
Chow, yes. Yeah, he's been brilliant.
He's been immense at the back for Newcastle.
He has been good.
And I think, you know what, it's crazy because he's come in and, you know, I thought this was going to be Sven Botman's year, but he's kind of already eclipsed him.
Yeah.
So I
think he's good, man. He's good.
He's been class. And the last one, very controversial take, because I don't think he's necessarily been the best player in that role this season. I do still think it's Casemiro over him. Maybe you could probably say Shaq and all these other players. But I think for value and how much they can move the needle to potentially try and win the league, I think Zubimendi is going to be a very class signing for Arsenal.
He's on my list.
Yeah.
He's been brilliant. And I don't think he was that expensive.
I think he was like 60 mil.
Like 60, but in the market these days, you can buy DMers like Caicedo and Rice and those players. You can buy like central midfielders for over 100. So Zubimendi's on my list, mate. I've got Cherky in there as well.
Yeah,
I really like him.
Yeah,
but the difficulty thing with City is like they kind of buy one of them, they hit the ground running, and then before you know it, they buy another one.
Yeah,
Doku,
of course.
They've got so many players in those positions, Savinho, and I feel like they have a big turnover there.
Yeah.
So you don't know if like Cherky's going to be there in 4 years, 5 years, still winning Prems, or has he been moved on? But Cherky's in there for me. Zubimendi's definitely in there for me. I had Xhaka, which is a bit
understandable,
basic, but he's been fantastic. Look at Sunderland, man. They're insane. And Ekitike.
Yeah.
I think he's joined an absolute circus of a club at times this season, respectfully. Right? It's been a mess with Mo Salah's comments, with the form they're on, how it's just looked, and the results have shown that. And he has just been, every time I watch him, he's been fantastic.
Yeah.
He's had to sign for a club where, and we'll get onto this in a little bit actually as well with what happened at Manchester City in a different position, but he signed for a club for a lot of money, and then they go and sign a player who's arguably better than him for a lot more money in the exact same position, and he stood up and gone, no, I'm the man here.
Yeah,
he has. You know, I think when he got that second yellow, which was ridiculous, and he took the shirt off, and it was that was his way of, I think, saying like, I'm here. You know, I'm the striker, which ultimately for Liverpool is probably going to create a lot of problems over the next few years.
I do agree.
But mate, I think he's just been brilliant. I think he's been
I
fantastic. I would probably lean on my list towards Granit Xhaka, just because of what it represents. But I do think that, like, we've had Doogie on the podcast before, and I think Sunderland fans would probably say as well, like, the easy thing to do as a Premier League like viewer, as a fan of like, you watch the Premier League, but I don't watch every Sunderland game, is probably to just go and look at our Sunderland and be like, oh mate, they're fourth in the table. It's all Xhaka. But actually, if you watch them, like you've brought up perfectly, Roofs, and so many other players are probably contributing to that equally.
And you know what? It makes me kind of laugh about this, right? Because Xhaka, he's a very interesting player in the sense of when it comes down to like creating, he's been very instrumental. Of course, I remember the game against Chelsea. He absolutely run the show in that midfield. However, sometimes defensively, he can be a bit questionable at times. I'm not sure if you guys see. There's a couple times where players just like run around him and he just pretends to look busy. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And with that type of same breath of fresh air, and maybe because, let's be honest, they're only just a bus stop in West London, right? Yeah. But like Jordan Henderson, I think has been quite similar in that sense, right? The same way that he can create as well, and of course had a really good game against Leeds the other day as well. But yeah, if you had to pick two people out of your side, who are you picking?
I'm going Ekitike and I'm going Zubimendi, which is controversial. But I think something we've not mentioned about Zubimendi is everyone's talking about Rice. I'm seeing Arsenal fans talk about Rice for the Ballon d'Or. Might be a little bit too soon, but I think we're getting the best out of Rice because he's finally got Zubimendi to let him just play that 8 role freely, and I think that's important.
You know what was my only worry with that is, as much as he's come in and he's looked nice, especially creating and stuff like that, I think he still lacks a little bit defensively from his predecessor. The man that I'm not sure if we're allowed to say, right?
Yeah, I know what you mean, man. But then I think Arsenal's defensive, like they started the season unbelievably. I think when they get those centre-backs back, they're missing 3, aren't they?
Yeah.
So when they get them back, I think that hole will be plugged. But I am going to go against everything I've just said, and I'm going to say it's Granit Xhaka. I just have to. Sunderland are 4th in the table. Is that right? I think Sunderland are 4th.
I don't think
they're down to 8th.
Yeah.
Oh, they come back to 8th.
But if it's anything, they're level on points with 5th and 2 points behind 4th.
Yeah.
There you go. So yeah, I mean, it has to be Sunderland for me. It has to be Xhaka.
You see, I'd rather go Robin Roos
Really?
over him.
All right, we're sticking with that. That's fine though. We'll stick with Sunderland players. We'll leave it up to Jacob.
I'm gonna switch it. Malik Chow.
Malik Chow.
Yes.
Versus Granit Xhaka. I mean, don't let the Tyne Weir or the Weir Tyne derby. Now I'm hearing they're swapping it around. Don't let that influence you, Jacob. That Sunderland did win it.
This is big. Malik Chow, I thought, in that game as well, I thought he was so good. And the goal they conceded was obviously nothing to do with him whatsoever.
It was a Newcastle goal anyway, right?
Yeah, true.
Exactly.
It was a great header.
Some other shout-outs, by the way, really quickly. I put Yerim Pino down. I think he started quite well at Palace.
Yeah.
Alderete at the back for Sunderland with Mukiel as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've all been good, to be honest.
Yeah. They're all of them. I think between them two... Oh,
it's a tough
Just
one.
make the right call here, Jacob. It's got to be, there's only one man.
I think for a newly promoted club to go and get Granit Xhaka is pretty top tier, to be honest with you. And he's been unbelievable, hasn't he, really?
He has been good.
It's Malik Chow, Malik Chow, Malik Chow, Chow.
He is good, but I think Xhaka deserves this one, I'll be honest, where we're at right now.
Yeah, pure Didier Drogba setting. It's a disgrace.
Well, let's move on to worst signing, mate.
Yeah.
I've got a few options. I might let Jacob kick us off, but I can go into mine afterwards. So, Jacob, what have you got behind the scenes for us in terms of the worst Premier League signing?
Yeah, okay, this is harsh. Thanks for throwing this one to me.
Yeah.
So I've got down a few to begin with. I've got Florian Wirtz down. But I like him long term, but I think he has started the season at probably not the level everyone thought he'd come in at. Isak,
Understandable.
I think is more understandable than Wirtz, to be fair.
Yeah.
I've got James Trafford down.
Yeah,
Where's
I
the
like
reaction
that
on
shout, you know. I like that shout. He's friends with James. He's friends with James Trafford, so this is going to be good. Fine.
Anthony Ananga, I put down. I think for the
okay.
fee, I don't think he started unbelievably. I put Visser down as well.
Oh my God, who's that? I forgot he existed.
Yeah.
And I put Kirkes down as well. But some of them feel harsh, but
I don't think Kirkes is harsh. I definitely don't think Isak's harsh.
Yeah.
Trafford, I really like the idea of
Yeah.
because I think he's so good.
Yeah, I feel so sorry for him.
I know you know him, so I know you're probably going to only have good things to say. But I genuinely can't. I don't have a bad thing to say. I think at the time they signed him, it was 30 mil.
Yeah, I think it was
He's
35
English.
mil.
He's young.
Yeah.
Great signing. Like, it's a brilliant signing.
Yeah.
But then when you look at the transfer for him, it's probably more a bad signing for him than anyone, is my opinion. I still don't even think it's a bad signing for City because you have Trafford on the bench. That's unbelievable. But for him and his career and what he should be, like, realistically, this should be probably be the goalkeeper at the next tournament, not the World Cup, but the next Euros for England. The way his trajectory is going, to then go and sign Donnarumma.
Yeah.
He's iced, bro. He's literally put in the fridge. Like, he's not going to get a minute.
It's so annoying as well because I don't think, like, when it comes to systems, I would actually kind of want Trafford more than Donnarumma, which a lot of people have tried to give me stick for. But
At City, yeah.
Yeah, it's
just
like,
better with his feet.
Yeah, exactly. And I think both of them are great shot stoppers as well. But I think now it's just become a mental thing for Trafford. I mean, the moment when you have that dream move back to your club and then they bring in, a European champion.
Yeah.
To replace you.
6'8" Italian European
But
champion.
the crazy part is Trafford is taller than Donnarumma.
Is he?
Yeah.
Trafford is huge.
Yeah,
I know he's tall, but he's not
Yeah.
taller than Donnarumma, is
No,
he?
I believe so.
I'll fact check it, but I
Mad.
think there's a chance.
I know he's big.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Which is like hilarious because like I'm pretty sure Guardiola was like, oh yeah, you know, we just wanted to make sure to have height in the box and stuff like that. And you're like, well, you've got James Trafford.
Yeah,
like,
you've already got height.
Trafford is 6'6".
Yeah.
Trafford's 6'6".
I think Donnarumma's. I think they're fairly similar, but I think
Yeah,
Donnarumma's slightly smaller.
I think Donnarumma was like 6'5" or like 6'4". Yeah.
Nah, Donnarumma's got to be bigger than 6'4".
Nah. I think he's 6'5".
I'm going 6'7", mate. He's huge.
He's 6'5".
There you
So
go.
yeah, Trafford's 1 inch taller.
Told
Mad.
you, brother.
How weird is that?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think it's just a bad signing for him.
Yeah.
And I don't know what he's going to do. Probably, I mean, it's hard because like Newcastle was there for him. And I think
Yeah.
that's now when you look at it, you're like, you would be getting a lot more out of being a Newcastle
Yeah,
player. But Man
course.
City made sense at the time. Visser, mate, sticking on Newcastle. Visser was 55 million for a 29-year-old who I don't think even exists. Because where is he, bro? He's not played a minute of football. That's a
Yeah.
bad signing. If Voltemada hadn't started so well for Newcastle, I know he scored an own goal, but apart from that, he's been pretty good. There would be a lot more questions about that Visser signing because you'd be going like, they need a goal scorer. They signed Visser. Where is he?
Yeah.
You know, can't help
that-
being injured. But
I was going to
it's a
say,
bad sign.
what are we basing this off? Are we basing it off the logistics of it? Are we basing it off right now or like in the future? Because there's been a lot of like youngsters being brought in that have done absolutely nothing. Or not nothing, but have not been utilised as much. Where right now it might seem terrible, but in the future it'll be good. Like, say for example, like Omari Hutchinson, like even being like omitted from the European squad, right?
Yeah,
he was.
And all of that stuff. So
signed for a lot of money.
yeah, or like there's a few that came to mind.
I
in
stay
that
away
regard,
from
right?
Forest transfer predictions because I said Elliot Anderson was too much money for 40 mil. And look how good he is.
Yeah, no, that's
so I'm
wild
staying
for
away
me.
from Hutchinson. In fact, if Hutchinson, if your team want to reach out, send me some money. If I say on this podcast or any podcast, oh, what an overcharge! Like he'll end up being in the England team next week, so might be the play. No, I
Like-
don't. That's harsh. Hutchinson's so young that like.
But this is what I'm saying. It depends on like if we're saying for this current year
Well,
or
bro,
if we talk about
let's
longevity,
just
right?
we're messing around here. There's only one person who's the worst signing.
What are you saying, Isak?
It's Isak, bro. It's
But this is
130
what I'm saying.
million.
Right now it doesn't work, but I can see that transfer like
What if Salah
just-
leaves and like the
him
team
just
gets
like
more
out
balance?
of nowhere picking up like in because he's still quite young.
I think the thing that's difficult for me is I've backed Isak. I think he's a brilliant player, but I think when you move on the terms he did from such a partisan
Yeah.
City and Newcastle and the hate he generated, excuse me, the hate he generated from that move and all the negativity, to then move for that big of a price tag to Liverpool. Like Liverpool fans will definitely say I'm wrong for this, but even if they go on to win the league next year and Isak scores like and has one good season for them and scores, it's still like a lot of money. Like
No, I understand
you
that.
got if you're a £130 million striker, you got to be hitting close to Haaland numbers. That's great. Like that's just how it
But then
has to be.
also, like, just give it some time because I remember when flipping Caicedo first came into the Chelsea
Yeah,
squad, right?
yeah.
It took him some time.
The
Now
one-
he's
The
arguably
one
best.
thing that does annoy me with the Isak transfer is like the constant thing around he's not fit yet because he missed pre-season. We're in December.
It actually does make a big difference.
Oh, bro, it cannot make a 4-month difference. I get 2 months, I get 3 months.
Yeah,
We're
like,
into
I'm not-
December and we're
yeah.
still going. He's still, and it's like, bro, he was still training. It wasn't like he was in IB for all the summer messing around. I know it's not the
I
same.
know it seemed a bit odd because like what he wanted to like go back to Real Sociedad to train and stuff.
Yeah, well, he did
at that
train,
point,
but
yeah.
I can't get my head around.
like,
that.
I do understand.
It gets
like,
a bit
yeah.
boring. It's like he's like the reason that Isak isn't working is because of the system. It's not because he's a bad player. It's because he doesn't work in the system with Ekatike, Salah,
Can
Verts.
we just
something's got to
put,
change.
Can we just put it as any big money signing striker that isn't named Voltemada or Ekatike?
Mm.
Because if you just look at the list of them, right, you've got flipping Gyökeres, you've got 21-year-old Gyökeres and Liam Delap, you've got João Pedro, even though he's been playing as a 10 a little bit more than as a 9, you've got Šeško, right? All these guys, right?
That's a shout, yeah.
I think all of them. I think just the idea of any striker that will sign for big money this summer should be the answer to that question.
All right, we'll leave it at that. I don't mind that, to be fair. I don't mind that. Yeah, mate, fair enough.
Even Wissa, right? Technically. So they just added on to it.
Just strikers, man.
Any big money strikers that aren't named Ekatike or
I completely forgot about Sesko as well. He signed for 80 mil.
Even Cunha.
But I don't mind
Technically.
Sesko. Cunha's been good.
Has he?
He hasn't got the but if you this is what we said earlier, man. If you watch it, if you watch the games, he's been good. Like last night, he only scored 1 goal in that game, the 4-4 with Bournemouth. But like, there's a point where he takes the ball from the edge of his own box, genuinely dribbles past 4 Bournemouth players, and they score that. I think Sesko crossed it to Bruno or somebody, and
and then he just landed through to him.
And that's all from Cunha, and his overall play is brilliant. I just think he needs to add a few more goals. Cunha can't be in the conversation for worst signing for me.
No. Prior to scoring that goal, there would have definitely been a couple handbags for him. And it's like,
I'm sticking with Isak.
Even I remember just watching him playing against Fulham. Those 2 chances that he had, that he just didn't bury.
Yeah, but it's not easy to score against Fulham, mate. They're unbelievable.
I think we scored 2, no?
Everybody.
I was going to say, ask Burnley that.
Yeah, or City, which we might get onto in a minute. But yeah, I'm happy with your ideology around all the strikers. But I'll probably say the captain of that terrible team is Isak. He's the leader of the bad striker gang.
Wissa?
Nah, 50 mil, and Wissa is a bad signing.
He got injured on international duty, not even at Newcastle.
Do you know what, bro? Actually, do you know what? This is why I love you, mate. You've convinced me. Brilliant. I think it might be Wissa because he's 30.
Yeah.
Like, at least Isak, like to just counter everything I've said, Isak could win Liverpool the league in 2 years, and it's probably then all right.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll go with Wissa because Vissa's not going to be scoring goals for Newcastle in 3 years.
Yeah.
And they've signed him for a lot of money. We're going Vissa, Jacob. We're locking that in.
I like it. I like it a lot.
A future Shola Amiobi.
Yeah. Well, don't disrespect Shola.
I know.
Go on then. What's our next conversation? We got best match?
Yeah. So we have
the best game.
Some nominations for this one. I've got down Fulham versus Manchester City, the 5-4. Newcastle versus Liverpool, where there was the last minute.
Rio's goal.
Man United versus Bournemouth, because that was a bit of a crazy one last night.
Yeah.
The FA Cup final, if we're going to count that, just
Crystal
for
Palace,
Ollie's spirit, even though he's not in the room.
How does he keep doing this? He's not even here.
And I've also put down, I added one at the end there, which I remember I really enjoyed this game. It was Manchester United beating Liverpool at Anfield earlier in the season.
Harry Maguire redemption.
I just thought it was a bit of a banger of a game. It was a bit of a throwback.
No, when I first thought of this, I actually thought of a game that happened last year, annoyingly. It was like the back end of December. Do you remember Liverpool Spurs 6-3?
But that was back end of December.
I know, it was like 20. I think it was like the 28th of December. But that was an unbelievable game. But mate.
Trying to think. I feel
the Fulham City game was
something.
The Fulham City game was nuts. The Fulham, I tell you what, and I might sound like a biased Fulham fan for saying this, but I want your boys' opinion. I think the Fulham City game would be it if Josh King dinked the keeper at the end and it got cleared off. If it was 5-5, I don't think there's any doubt.
Exactly.
Just the fact that City did still just hold on and win it means that it will always be I think a Premier League classic, but it's not it's not like oh my God, coming back from 5-1, never been done before. I mean,
I'm sure there must be like some other limbs.
The Rio game was good.
Another one is obviously Tarkowski scoring against Liverpool. But we've obviously got the best moment coming up next. I feel like that's more of a moment than a match.
More of a moment than a match, yeah. I mean, that Man United Bournemouth game last night, recency bias, but that was a fun game of football. That was like an enjoyable game of football to watch.
Can I say a little biased opinion one?
Go on.
Maybe because I was just at the game, but watching Chelsea-Liverpool when everybody thought Liverpool were absolutely going to smack Chelsea for Esteban to get that winner in the last minute, Caicedo to score an absolute banger.
Yeah, that was a good game.
That could have went
That was a good
way.
game. That was a good game.
That's a good shout.
Or even, I went to this game recently and once again, biased, but Arsenal Aston Villa for the Libs was quite funny.
Yeah.
I know Ollie's going to be a bit hurt. I know he's a pocketed Arsenal fan.
He's a proper Arsenal fan, mate. Yeah.
But no,
it's tough, man, this one. Crystal Palace Man City is like just a big moment in the history of football for winning that. So that could win it on that, but it wasn't an amazing game.
But then also Man City's lost to Wigan in
Yeah,
FA Cups
very
final,
true.
so you know what I mean?
Very true. I'll probably just lean with my bias to Fulham City because I was
That
there
was a really
and it
good
was
game.
chaos. So I'd say that.
It's just the ending of it could have been.
I know, man. When Josh King dinked the keeper and Vardy clears it off the line, and it just would have been. You'd never forget it. I mean, I probably still never will, but
I feel like
I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with that. What are we forgetting one?
What about Forest Brighton 7-0? That one was wild.
Yeah, that is a mad result.
Because wasn't it that just the week where like Brighton also just won like a game massively just before that as well? Didn't they beat someone like
I don't
5
remember.
or 6-0?
I don't remember. I remember
and then they
Chris
just
Wood
get
though
done.
just had a field day, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think you're right. Brighton had a big win and then they got done.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that. But then we did forget it for the best part of 5 minutes.
Yeah,
so
that is actually
potentially
recency bias.
though. Might
You know
be
what? Let's
thinking-
just go with Fulham Man
We'll
City.
go Fulham City. It was a
Yeah.
bit of a nuts game, and I think City nearly conceding 5
Yeah,
from being 5-1 up would have been unbelievable.
I agree.
We'll move on to the best moment of 2025. I'll give you some of my nominations that I wrote down. I've got the Mo Salah statement, Jamie Carragher argument, and that whole bit of television. We've got Isak signing and all of the circus around that and training on his own and refusing to train. We've got Ange getting the Forest job because everyone just knew that was ridiculous and that was not going to work. I've also got Ange saying I always win things in my second season and it coming true. That's pretty big. That's Jose-esque.
Yeah.
And then we've got Trent scoring versus Leicester at the time that he was rumoured to be signing a contract extension, ripping his shirt off, running to the fans, kissing everything, and then leaving 3 months later.
I think I've got a better moment, but I want to see if Jacob has the same moment as me.
What have I missed there?
Let me go for a few others then. So I've got Rio scoring for Liverpool against Newcastle at the end. I've got Liverpool winning the Premier League. I've got Henderson scoring the other day for Brentford and doing the Diogo Jota celebration. I thought that was quite a nice one.
Nice, yeah.
I think VAR kind of ruined it a little bit.
A little bit, yeah, it did, yeah. And then Tarkowski versus Liverpool, last game at Goodison in the Merseyside derby.
That was chaos.
I've got one, and I think Ollie's gonna love this. But Thomas Frank going who for Eze, only for him to score a hat trick on his head top. I think it is the biggest shithousery of the year. You can't it was just a perfect script.
Yeah, that's a good one. That is a good one. I'm saying Salah, man. I'm just think the whole Salah thing was like that was some of the best TV I've ever watched. Jamie Carragher's 8-minute rant.
Yeah.
Whether you believe what he's saying or not, and Mo Salah coming out and saying that the club is throwing him under the bus. For me, that's the best moment, even though it's not on the football pitch.
Yeah.
That for me, or Ange saying I always win things and then doing it, that is just so cold.
That is also
cold.
That is
so cold.
I think I'm sticking with Eze. I think it is just the funniest thing.
It's good.
Especially North London derby. And the fact that he proceeds by doing the laughing celebration as well.
Yeah.
For every goal. Pure shithousery.
Go on, Jacob, we'll hand it to you.
I actually quite like that one. I think that's a good one.
Yeah.
I like the Eze one. Just the fact it's a North London derby is pretty good, isn't it?
His first ever career hat trick is after that. My next question is best manager. No, I think this is pretty easy, and I'm basically Ollie at this point. I'm going Glasner, man.
Yeah.
Look at where he's got them into Europe positions now. Europe, he got them into Europe and won the FA Cup. I don't think there's even a point in discussing anyone else. It could have been, and it would have been Arne Slot if they were off to a good start this season, but obviously it's been chaos, and you could argue badly managed chaos at times. So I think it's just Glasner.
Yeah.
I really do. Shout out to Maresca. I think he's been pretty good, but not in the top.
No, I'm happy with that.
We'll move on to the next manager, though, to be sacked. This is our last few questions here. This is a fun little prediction. Could it be Enzo Maresca after his comments? It really could be. Do the Chelsea hierarchy have that in them these days, though? They've lost that sort of ruthless,
they've done
authoritarian, get out once you lose a few games. They've lost that Ancelotti sacked in the tunnel at Goodison Park Edge.
You know what I mean? It's more down to the fact that they were able to get rid of Tuchel after him going against the ideology of the club. So I wouldn't be surprised that they could do with Maresca. But I think for the sanity of themselves and the club, I don't think they will do it. Now, outside of that, it's hard to say. I mean,
I think Rob Edwards, Wolves. Seriously, I
Could
mean,
do,
if
could
they're
do.
like, give it 2 months or to a month.
Do you think they're going to give him a transfer window?
Yeah,
to
you'd
try
think so. He's going
Say
to need
that-
one because I think he's got 4 players going AFCON as well. So it's only going to get harder for Wolves, realistically.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Rob Edwards, maybe Nuno
No,
at West
yeah,
Ham if they
maybe.
keep losing games. I think Scott Parker's pretty safe at Burnley, whether they go down or not.
Yeah.
And then you're looking above that at maybe Farker at Leeds if they lose a few games. But they've been good recently.
They've been doing well recently.
They've been good recently. Calvert-Lewin's obviously scoring, which is massive.
I think the fact that they can say, that they've put up a fight against City, got a result against Chelsea, Liverpool, and then drew against Brentford away as well, which is a very tough game. I think
They've been
he's going to
alright,
be
yeah.
safe for a little bit longer.
Do you know what? I know who I'm locking in.
No.
It's not someone we haven't even said. It's Thomas Frank, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It's Thomas Frank.
I completely forgot
They
about
lost 3-0
yeah.
to Forest.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Thomas Frank. Thomas Frank is statistically surely the most
I think
likely.
I got a notification. I think he got sacked.
Yeah, there we go. It's gone. Yeah, I think Jacob, are you approving Thomas Frank there? Surely.
I was waiting to see if you guys brought it up.
Yeah, I mean,
It took a little bit of time, but yeah, 100%.
right. I've got a couple more questions. These are quick fire on. Fun prediction for 2026. Give me an outrageous one from the Premier League. I'll start off and give you some time to think.
No,
so I've just thrown.
I think
You've got one.
I think I'm just going to stick with the one that I said before.
Go on.
João Pedro Gyökeres not to hit 15 goals in the Premier
Such
season.
a Gyökeres hater, man. What is it? Is it the hair? What don't you like? The abs?
I just think both of them are just not going to get 15 goals this season. I think it's as simple as that.
Gyökeres has 4 right now in the Prem.
Which I'm aware, which means that he's got,
11.
22 games to score 11 goals, right?
Yep.
So, yeah, I just don't see it. And
All
I
right.
thought for both of them to be, the big money moves to move the team forward and score you goals, they're just not it. Like I said, in my opinion, I think Gyökeres is the 4th option up top.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's outrageous to say.
Okay. I'm going to give you 3 that I wrote down on the train. Number 1 is West Ham to go down and Millwall to come up.
That would be absolute scenes.
I think that's might happen.
Yeah.
Arsenal to win the Champions League, which I have said from the start, which now with how good they look doesn't look that crazy, but they've never won it. I still think they're top of the Champions League table with all of the injuries we've discussed during this podcast, that they're only going to get stronger. And then my final one, I could be boring and say Fulham will win the League Cup, but we won't. I can't think of another.
Should I say the craziest prediction ever?
Go on.
Jacob Murphy to sign for Liverpool.
Oh, for God's sake. So we can unlock Isak. It's like unlocking Pogba, but here we go. No chance. I'll stick with mine of West Ham down, Millwall up.
Fairs. Millwall has this tendency to just do well and then just get into playoffs and then just bottle it in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Well, no, but it's the
It'll be a
Championship
big-
written all over
Yeah,
it.
it'll be what's it called? A big prediction that.
As long as Norwich go down, that's all I care about.
Right, you need to leave that one out, right, mate? That's not,
Norwich
that's not
fan.
okay.
Although, Norwich fan, but you wore a Liverpool shirt the other day. Bit weird.
Yeah,
You
I'll
okay
let
with
him
that?
off. Yeah, I'll let him off.
I don't know.
I was just
I've
trying to
seen
make
worse.
Niran feel at home. Just shoot me for that, you know what I mean?
All right, so Millwall are going to join the Premier League. West Ham are down. Jacob Murphy is going to sign for Liverpool, and Isak will score 40 goals at the back end of the season. Mate, I think we've done a good job with that, though. I'll be honest. I think we've crowned everyone. I think there's nothing I'm too unhappy with.
Nah.
And there's no one I would have rather done it with, mate. So thank you for coming on. It's been a brilliant. What would we call it? The 2025 Nearlymen Awards? Jacob, you need to confirm on this. What's the name of it?
I'm thinking. I don't. Yeah, that'll work. That'll do. That's okay.
We'll take it, mate. John, thanks so much for coming on, mate. Let people know where they can find you on socials.
BigJohnGK on everything.
Just watch a KSI video and the bloke leaving with the cash full of money, like the suitcase of money. That's John, if you want to find him anywhere. Thanks for coming on, bro. It's been great.
Thanks for having me.
If you've enjoyed this, please do rate us 5 stars if you're listening on Spotify, or give us a like on YouTube and subscribe. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Ollie will be back.